Staying in the Middle East, Hezbollah has a new leader, but for how long? The previous leader of the Hezbollah group, Hassan Nasrallah, was assassinated in a huge Israeli airstrike in Beirut last month. A few days later, his likely successor was also killed. In fact, the new man in charge, Naim Qassem, is one of the few senior Hezbollah leaders to have survived Israel's decapitation strategy. His current location is unknown, with reports suggesting he may have fled to Iran. His promotion came a short while after Israel released footage of its ground offensive in Lebanon, showing tanks and ground troops operating inside southern Lebanon. Well, the most devastating attacks have come from the air. Lebanon's health ministry says 60 people were killed, including 2 children, following massive Israeli airstrikes overnight. Emergency teams are searching in the rubble of the destroyed houses in the eastern Bekaa Valley for possible survivors. 16 areas were reportedly hit. Well, for more on developments out of the Middle East, I'm joined now in the studio by the Ambassador of Palestine to Nigeria, Abdullahi Abu Shawesh. Good to see you, Ambassador.
Thank you so much indeed.
Thank you very much indeed for joining us. First of all, what is your reaction to the news that Israel has banned the UN Palestinian agency, UNRWA? I mean, how troubling is it that Israel is banning a UN agency?
Before I start, and as usual, I used to, and this is one of my very diplomatic and very legal mandate, to start by making some correction, especially with all due respect, of course, to the report, the very important report that you mentioned it at the very beginning when you mentioned Jewish state. This is Israel. It is legal name in the UN is Israel. It is legal name that they still use it. Is Israel. Just they asking the Palestinians to recognize that this is the Jewish state. Even when they signed the agreement with the United Arab Emirates and other Arab countries recently, just a few years ago, they signed it under the name Government of Israel. Only the Palestinian whom is enforcing, or they should recognize Israel as the Jewish state, but none, even they themselves did not.
Right. Well, they're generally referred to as a Jewish state,
because by the end of the day, Charles, we all have a responsibility, moral responsibility and historical responsibility. This is Israel, not a Jewish state. If this is a Jewish state, more than 70% of the Jews is living outside this state. Many of them did not recognizing even the existing of the
Ambassador,
Israel
you've made the point, but I don't want to dwell on it because we haven't got that much time.
But also, when you said that it is Allah's condemn, yes, they are condemned. This is a theoretical, this is a lip services for the Palestinian. If they are very serious, they should not condemn. They can put an end to this atrocity long time ago, and they can prevent Israel to take this decision long time ago. But this is, again, to throw the ash on the eyes, not more than that. And I can give a lot of examples. But and you mentioned that they killed approximately 190. We are talking about just Al-Masri family this morning, approximately 140 persons. Part of them is completely disappeared, dismantled, dismembered, completely disappeared, and unfortunately will not find. This is not a war against Hamas. This is a war against the entire Palestinian people, and they are launching it even in West Bank, not in Gaza.
I was going to come to the attacks
but just those
on.
3 points that
I want to sort of take it systematically.
Yes.
Just tell us more about the work that UNWA does in the Palestinian territories. I understand it provides not just humanitarian assistance, but also much needed educational, health, economic services, and programs to Palestinian refugees.
Who did not know from where he come, did not know where is he heading. We should shed a light on the history of the UNRWA. UNRWA was created by the United Nations after the expelling of and the ethnically cleanse of 1,950,000 Palestinians from their original homeland. My father was one of them. And they started to provide the Palestinian with a lot of services and education, health issue, and of course, humanitarian aids, and so on and so forth. Till the mandate of the UNRWA itself was given by the United Nations General Assembly, till the the refugee issue, the Palestine refugee, not the Palestinian refugee. It was called Palestine refugee until today. It is Palestine refugee. So that till the Palestine refugee issue or the question of Palestine refugee was come to
I'm
its
worried,
end. So,
Ambassador, that we're going to run out of time. I really would like you, I mean, with all due respect, to just tell us what the work that UNRWA is actually doing, and why
as
it's so
as you
important.
rightly mentioned,
Right.
UNRWA is I am the graduate and I'm one of the beneficiary of the UNRWA services.
Right.
I was learned in the schools of the UNRWA, as was I was my food came from the UNRWA itself, because I born in a refugee camp. The house that I was lived on it or grow in it and born in it is a house that was built by the UNRWA itself. So that UNRWA was providing us as a Palestinian refugee with all the necessary and basic services and requirement for
Right.
to be alive. Education again.
So it is a
health.
vital as part of life in
It's
Gaza.
indispensable.
And the West.
UNRWA
Right.
indispensable, in particular in these days in Gaza Strip.
Right. And
UNRWA is working also in Lebanon, in Jordan, in Syria, and all the places that where the Palestinian was
Right.
expelled and ethnically cleansed. UNRWA is working there.
And the Israelis accused UNRWA of, or some members of UNRWA, of being involved in the October 7th attacks. And subsequently, the UN carried out an investigation and fired 9 members of UNRWA. I mean, what is your reaction to that?
Before they carried out the investigation, the General Commissioner Philippe Lazzarini was fired at 12 that Israel accused them of being Hamas member. But this is not the only problem. We should shed light on more than one issue. Is this the only claim that against UNRWA, or the claim was started after October 7th, or as I used to say, Trojan house? No, the claims or the attack or the war against UNRWA is long time ago. Israeli Institution for Security Study was issued in a study approximately 2020, something like this, to fire. It's time. The conclusion of this study, it's time to dismantle the UNRWA, because they believe the UNRWA is the legal instrument on the hands of the Palestinians, because there is a lot of course, other legal instrument, but UNRWA is the legal instrument and the legal witnessing what is happening
Right.
on Palestine. If you say that this is not the first, but the question is this true? The 12 person that part of Hamas, UNRWA itself used to share all the names with the host country, Lebanon, Syria, Jordan, even Israel and the Palestinian government itself, with all the names of its staff, whether they are local staff or international staff. Israel did not mention any single point about any one of those staff that they claim that they are part of Hamas or the military
Right.
attack. But before, this means that, and in a yearly base, they used to share this list of the list of their staff
Right.
in a yearly base. They did not mention any comment.
Well,
of
I mean,
this
the
staff.
fact is that, the UN carried out an investigation and fired some people.
Philippe Lazzarini,
on the
when
basis
they-
of their
No,
involvement.
because again, sequence is very important. When they claim, and they did not send any official letter to the UN on this regard, they claim, or Philippe Lazzarini, and we all hear about their claim in the media, and only in the Israeli, and it is supported.
Okay, well, let's not dwell on that too much. I mean, the Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has said that Israel stands ready to work with its international partners to ensure that Israel continues to facilitate humanitarian aid to civilians in Gaza. What's your reaction to that?
Unless
Briefly.
if what is happening just this morning is part of the humanitarian, the Israeli part of the humanitarian assistance, they will continue to do that. The humanitarian assistance that he's talking about is costing us so far till this morning, approximately. We are talking about the official number that we succeeded to count it. 43,000 plus murder, and approximately 12,000 is still missing. We did not know nothing about them. No, Israel is lying, and those people is mastermind of lying, and manipulating the history itself. What is he saying is just to, just to put or to take the fire down, because everyone, theoretically speaking, according to his or his allies, is attacking him, so that he wants to say that we are are able to.
So he's simply just making a statement
lying.
to
Well,
satisfy the allies.
I will not hesitate to say that lying, and even the ambassador that you, the ambassador of Israel in the United Nations, I spent there 8 years. He even, among all the Jewish in the New York, they considering him the big liar. The first moment he came to the United Nations, and I can share with you the video. He was presenting or convening a press conference to lie about the Palestinian issue and the Palestinian education. I can share this video with you.
Okay, well, I mean, let me move away from UNRWA and what is happening in Gaza and get your considered take on the wider Middle East, the conflict with Israel, because Hezbollah have been reacting to what is going on in Gaza by launching missiles into Israel. What do you make of this announcement of a new leader for Hezbollah?
I'm not following what is happening in Hezbollah, but again, there is some correction, because Hezbollah was fighting with Israel a long time ago, before the Israeli war on Gaza. Hezbollah, there is part of Lebanon, I'm pretty sure none of the people all around the world know that there's part of the Lebanese territory is still under the Israeli occupation, and Hezbollah claim day and night they will continue to fight to liberate this.
But Hezbollah made it clear at the beginning that the reason they renewed attacks on Israel was because of what it's doing in Gaza.
In Gaza, yes.
Yeah. So, I mean, what do you make of the announcement of a new leader for Hezbollah?
I think I'm not expert in Hezbollah issue or all those stuff, but what I would like to say that we should concentrate all of our effort about what is happening, right? The carnage, the massacres that is happening, the genocide that is happening in the daylight on the screens before the eyes of the international community on Gaza. This is the main issue that we should concentrate on. It's not what is happening in X or in Y, at least as a Palestinian. But of course, you have the full right to concentrate on this and to bring another guest to discuss this issue with them.
Okay, Ambassador, I want to thank you very much indeed. Sure. I really appreciate your taking the time to come and talk to us and explain things to us. Abdullahi Abu Shawesh is the ambassador of Palestine to Nigeria. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.